We're back in the basement for another gear review. This week we're talking about the Rapid Rifle Cover. This thing is pretty neat. I've never actually used it in the field, so I'm not going to go into talking too much about its functionality and use in the field because, to be honest, I haven't used it yet. I just got it for Christmas, so I just want to talk about some of the things that to me are very obvious and apparent in obviously like the design and the quality of this product and what it's going to do for me when I get in the field. The first thing I noticed in getting my hands on this was the durability of the material. It's a Cordura nylon, and it feels a lot like the same material that bino harnesses are made out of, or at least a few of the bino harnesses that I've had my hands on. And it's quiet, it's water resistant, and I really like it because on the inside it's actually kind of padded. It's going to protect your scope, the glass on the scope. That was just kind of the first thing that really caught my attention about it. But the more I got into it, the more I realized how much I'm going to really like this thing. I've got it on a Remington 700 308, and this is the heavy barrel, the varmint barrel, or the bull barrel as it's commonly called. And I've got a lot of room on the front end of this thing still, even with the heavy barrel. So I know that if I had another rifle that's got a suppressor on it or a muzzle brake, there's enough room to accommodate that on the end of the barrel. The second thing being that the elastic is sewn in under tension, so that's going to provide a universal fit for any long gun that I want to put it on, any scoped long gun for that matter. You've got to have a scope on your firearm for this thing to work effectively. It's made in the U.S., and when you buy one, Rapid Rifle actually contributes part of the proceeds of every sale back to conservation to groups like the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, as well as backcountry hunters and anglers. So that's kind of an added bonus. You're doing your part for conservation and supporting an American-made product. So there's really not a lot that I could say bad about this thing so far. Having the cover on my rifle so far doesn't really seem like it's going to get in the way of using the sling, whether if I just got it on my shoulder, walking around hiking or hunting, and there's no evidence of anything that's going to hinder it from being put into a pack and carried on my back that way. So all in all, I think it's a pretty impressive piece of gear to add to my arsenal, and I'm looking forward to really putting it through its paces. It's going to provide protection for my optic on the rifle. It's going to provide protection on the barrel itself. This thing covers the barrel all the way out to the muzzle, as well as the scope simultaneously. As you can see, the action is left exposed, but that's just going to allow me quicker acquisition. When I go to shoulder the rifle, it's going to come off very quick in the field for me and still provide that protection like I'm talking about from weather. It's breathable material. When you take it off, your lens is not going to be fogged over because of that breathability. And overall, it really reminds me of some of the bow slings that are out there. I've got this one here from Cabela's, and it's essentially the exact same concept as far as the way it works and the reason it was designed. This particular bow sling has the shoulder strap integrated into it, but it's doing the same thing. This is protecting my string and my cams on the bow the same way that the Rapid Rifle Cover is protecting my barrel and my optic. Like I said, I've got it on this 700 here, but it's just a regular 3 to 9 by 40 scope, but there's slack in this thing both on the barrel and above the scope, so it's going to accommodate a 50 mil objective no problem. And this eyepiece right here, or the end of the cover that actually goes over the eyepiece, has kind of a cup built into it, so that's got some rigidity there. And like I said, made in the U.S., headquarters out of Bozeman, Montana. They kick back to conservation. The retail on it was $49.99, so $50. You've got a lot more than that invested into your rifle by the time you put optics on it. So well worth the investment in my opinion. Relatively low cost for the return on it and what it's going to do for you in the field. But they are this week's GearDrop partners, so you have a chance of winning this and other great prizes every week from BaseMap by playing along. You can download BaseMap for free from the App Store as well as Google Play, or check us out online at basemap.com. And as always, we thank you for trusting us to help you plan, navigate, and share your outdoor adventures.